Yesterday I posted a video where it was a pub night game, Nekusar versus Tyranids, I forget the name of the Tyranid commander, and basically lost to Abundance. Because Abundance says it's got a replacement effect. If you would draw a card, instead you choose land or non-land, flip over cards in the top of your library until you reveal a card of the chosen type, and put that in your hand. So it's not draw. Nekusar does damage on draw. Was not expecting Cube to play Abundance, but he did. And it really took the wind out of my sails. And what I want to do today is look at Nekusar and see if there's something I could have done. I know that there's one card that would have helped me. Hibernation. But is there anything else that I could have done? Remember, he doesn't have any real combat effects. I'm not going to win through combat damage. The whole deck is designed to stop combats, stop creatures from attacking me. And the creatures it has are not that impressive, so I'm not going to do that much damage even if I do get through. So let's look at the card. Okay, there's Hibernation. So I was hoping I could get that. Hibernation, 2 in a blue, instantly return all green permanents to owner's hand. So this would have forced Cube to pick up Abundance, which, unless I had a counter spell, he would have played it immediately on his next turn. And I would only have that short window to do all the. We were playing 1v1, so 30 life. So I'd have a short window to do 30 damage, which is really unlikely in the first 10 turns of the game because I don't have enough mana to trigger a lot of my draw card effects. Or I need to put it back in his hand and then make him get rid of it, discard it, shuffle it back in his library. Of course, if he shuffles it back into his library, he can draw it again. So Hibernation would have delayed things, maybe set me up for a potential win. So that would have helped. This would shuffle everything. Even if I countered it, once I triggered one of these time spiral, time reversal effects, he would shuffle it back into his library. From his shuffle graveyard, library, hand together, draw 70 cards. So, chance that he would get it again. And I don't think anybody else's deck plays Abundance. It's just in there because it's part of the precon. And I'm probably overthinking it. I probably just need to, okay, yeah, that card wrecks me. But hardly anybody plays it. Nobody is going to run Abundance unless they need the effect, or they think that they're going to have to fight Nekusar on a regular basis. It's not as great a card as it used to be. So Etherize, that would have, if he attacked me, of course I already had Silent Arbiter out, so he could only attack lone creatures, so this becomes less impressive. Wheel of Fortune is just a draw 7 effect. What I'm looking for, are things that could have helped. Okay, Dissipate. So if I had cast Hibernation and then I had Dissipate, then I could exile it. Counter target spell, exile it. Okay, that would get rid of the problem. But barring that, is there anything else that I could have done? He finds artifacts, probably not going to help. That turn deck, eventually it'll play big flyers, so Alabaro's Carpet saves me against ground creatures, doesn't do anything against flyers. Excuse me, yeah. Of course this kills all the creatures, including Nekusar, but I've made allowances for Nekusar dying, a lot of allowances. 7 of them at the last count. So if I had countered it, then I can exile his graveyard. But is there anything else that would have bounced it back to his hand? Okay, denial. That doesn't do anything. The thing is, black, blue, red don't really have that way of dealing with enchantments. Blue can bounce them. Black, red just go, you're fucked. This might have helped if I put it on something like Inferno Titan. I don't think I have Inferno Titan in this deck right now. Just quickly, anything that could deal with the Resolved Abundance. And like I said, I am looking at a corner case, a niche case, probably not something that I need to worry about, but I just want to run through this exercise and consider it. If I could turn the abundance into a creature, I could bounce it back with Crystal Shard, as long as he doesn't have any mana to spend on the containment cost, which he probably would. Affection Metamorph. This just helps find cards faster and does more damage to Nekusar if people are taking damage from drawing cards. Which, like I said, Abundance stops that. There we go. There's one of the allowances for Nekusar dying. Target creature gains a dying until end of turn. And then it comes back with a +1/+1, so you'd come back as a 3/5. Ooh, a 3/5. Oh, that's so big. Oh, that's so dangerous. My ass. Now this, if I could deal 2 points of damage to him a turn, 3 turns to set this up, then I can start making him put cards in his graveyard by discarding and dealing damage to him, attacking him that way. But even though I had this in my opening hand, or close to it, one of the first cards I drew, it was not going to get set up that quickly. Beginning of each end step, if an opponent lost 2 or more life this turn, put a quest counter on it. So I would have to do 2 damage on my turn, 2 on his, 2 on mine to get it going as quickly as possible. I did not have the cards to support it though, so it was not going to get set up that fast. Yeah, memory jar. Professor's Warning, Undying Malice, another Undying Evil effect for Nekusar. And then the Niv Mizzet I have in the deck is not the one that deals damage. If I had Fire Mind, when I draw cards I can deal damage, but I put Visioner in here because he's bigger than Fire Mind. He's a 5/5 instead of 4/4. He flies, and whenever a source I control deals non-combat damage, I want to draw that many cards. Well, the idea is Nekusar is dealing 2 points of damage a turn to my opponent, so I'm drawing 2 cards a turn. If they're not taking damage, I'm not drawing cards. Let's see. Counterspell, Maze of Ith, yeah, that'll save me for a while. So if I've got Silent Arbiter and Maze of Ith, then unless he attacks me with something that has hexproof, he's not getting through, he's not dealing damage to me, so we're stalled. If I can't deal damage to him because of Abundance, and he can't deal damage to me because Maze of Ith, Silent Arbiter, then the game's just a fucking slog. Heuristic Study, that doesn't help. Windfall. What about this guy? Destroy another creature or planeswalker. Its controller draws a card. It does nothing against Abundance. Skorak. Nope. Winds of Change. Nope. Whirlpool Warrior. She's nice. I like that I was able to acquire the foil back when it was cheap. It's probably still cheap. Probably is something nobody really plays. Scully Tarn. Feign Death. I was only sleeping. Darksteel Plate. Yeah. Command Tower. Not dead after all. What about this guy? So he's a 5/4 with Flash. So he would let me draw more cards. He would slow cube down, but he does cost 10 to cast. And he has a 5/4 on the ground with no evasion. So he's not getting through. Not against Tyrannids. They will have something to block him. Whenever an opponent loses life, he gains that much life. Well, if I had the Sanguine Bond Exquisite Blood combo, I could do that, but I'm not doing that. I don't like, that's just too easy. It just, bang, look, I win. I've got these, all I have to do is either gain life or make one of you motherfuckers lose a life. That's it, and then I win. Boring. Arcane Signet. Does nothing. So, him, if I cast Hibernation, if I'd had it, at least he would let me get it back so I could do it again. Keep the Hibernation off the board. Disallow. So, this could counter the ability of Abundance, but if Nekusar says you draw next card, so there's 2 replacement effects. Sorry, I negate 1 replacement effect. Wow, that's really not impressive. Beginning of each opponent draws a card. So again, Abundance. If you would draw a card, instead you do this. So he does nothing. Evacuation. He steals artifacts. Does nothing against enchantments. But he's pretty. Echo of Eons. Okay. So really, I've got nothing here that would have Tishana's Tidebinder. Can't trump target activated or triggered ability. So when Abundance triggers, I could cast Tishana's Tidebinder, counter the triggered ability, artifact creature, and it would still happen because she only cares about artifact creatures. She does nothing against enchantments. Nothing. Fuck. So really, it's only Hibernation. Hibernation is the only card I have in here that would save me against Resolved Abundance. The only other thing I could do, I could bounce it back. Okay, so there's 2 cards. I've got Hibernation, and I have Venser, Shaper Savant, and I've got counter spells. That's it. But again, to repeat for the 10th time, it's probably not something I need to worry about. Thinking of the other decks the lads play, I don't think any of them play Abundance in either of the deck. And like I said, that trend is just part of the pre-con. It's easy to tell because it has that shitty flare, rainbow, whatever the hell it is, foiling effect. So do I need to change anything in Nekusar? Is it something I should care about? I'm going to say no. I just chalk it up to, okay, this is something I just can't deal with, but it's not something I'm going to see very often, so there's no point in getting terribly concerned about it. The one thing I was thinking of Nekusar, though, is maybe I should put a Mystical Tutor in here. Mystical Tutor is 1 blue, search library for an instant or sorcery, and shuffle your library, then put it on top. So that would help me find Hibernation quicker. That would help me find Counterspell quicker. It will not put it in my hand. It only sets it up for the next draw, the next time I would draw a card, because it puts it on top of my library. So do I want it? And the other thing about Nekusar is I'm going through the library pretty quickly anyway. I mean, Time Spiral, Time Reversal, Echo of Eons, Furious Puzzle Box. Look, it's Nekusar the Mindraiser. He's a zombie.
It looks like that he has head of a unicorn, kind of.
What?
To me, it looks like that it has a skull of a unicorn.
That'd be funny
Yeah.
if he had a unicorn skull.
Well, how he has that crown or whatever it is. It looks like he has a horn.
Well, his crown does have a horn,
Oh yeah, so he's a unicorn.
so he can poke people with it. Nekusar the unicorn?
Yes. Nekusar the unicorn weirdo.
Nekusar the unicorn weirdo.